Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the fifth lesson of the Arabic alphabet course. Let's begin. Today we're going to learn about the two letters Dal and Zal. This is Dal and this is Zal. Dal and Zal look very similar to each other. So as you can see, Dal and Zal are exactly same to same, except the only difference is that Dal has no dots at all. See, this Dal has no dot, it's just a body, and Zal has one dot on top. Zal has this one dot on top. Dal and Zal are similar to each other, but the only difference is that Dal has no dots and Zal has one dot. Alright? Dal sounds somewhat like the letter D in the English language. So as we have discussed before, letters in Arabic need to find the equivalent in the English language to represent them. So we use the near sounding words. So Dal is sound somewhat like the letter D in English. That's why we will use the letter D to represent Dal. Zal, however, has no actual English sound. That's why we tell kind of. Zal kind of sounds like the letter Z in English, but not really. So there's no real equivalent of Zal in the English language. That is why we use the letter which closest to it, Z, to represent it in the English language. Let us now see how to pronounce Dal and Zal. Dal sounds like D, except it is much softer. Pronounce D, pause the video here, pronounce the D, and check where your tongue hits the top of your mouth. So when you pronounce D, there's a particular point where your tongue hits the top of your mouth. So you should check it out. Now, instead of hitting it there, hit your tongue closer to your teeth. So instead of putting it behind where you pronounce D, bring it more front and closer to your teeth. So it will be Dal, D, Dal, D, Dal. Bring your tongue closer to your teeth. Dal, Dal. So you see the difference? D, your tongue is a little bit far away. Dal, your tongue is closer to your teeth. Now, this is how you pronounce Zal. Put the tip of your tongue below your front teeth. Okay, so this means you need to put the tip of your tongue right underneath the front teeth. Now breathe out with force. So Zal, that's how it's said. This is why I told you letter Z is not actually the equivalent of Zal. This is an entirely new sound which you need to create by putting the tongue below your top front teeth. And then you should make the voice. Zal, Zal. Can you hear it? Zal, Dal, Zal. Now let us look how to recognize Dal and Zal in the Arabic alphabets. As we have already known, there are four forms of any letter. So let us look at the four forms of Dal and Zal. Dal by itself is, in its original form, is like this. It's just the angle which I showed you. At the beginning, Dal is also the same, but it has another letter after it. For example, if I write Dakhala, which means he entered, Dakhala, so we can see that there is Dal and then there is Kha. You can see there is Dal and then there is another letter, which in this case is Kha. Dal, Kha. So this hyphen is supposed to be representing that other letter. In the middle, we see that Dal gets kind of extension. It's still the same as this, but there's a little bit of extension behind it. This is because Dal is connecting with the word before it. We saw this in the case of Alif, right? Dal, when Alif connects with the letter before it, it looks exactly the same, but it has a little bit extension before it. At the end, it has exactly the middle form, but there is no other letter after it. Similarly, for Zal, the forms of them are exactly the same. There is just an angle here. We don't actually see anything because this is supposed to mean a letter. There is, in the middle form, we see that there's an extension, just like Dal got an extension. And at the end, Zal looks exactly same as the middle form. Now, so we can see that in each and every form, both the letters Dal and Zal are looking exactly the same. The only difference between them is that there is a dot here and there is no dot here. As I've already told before, it's very crucial to see the to concentrate upon the dots in the Arabic alphabet. The dots when the positions of the dots are extremely important, and that's the only reason how we'll be able to separate the two letters. Because if we see this dal and this dal, we'll not know which is the dal and which is the zal unless we look at the dot above. So I repeat, dal and zal are exactly the same in each and every form. The only difference is the dots. That's why in the Arabic alphabet it's extremely important to memorize the places of the dots. Alright, now let's move on. Dal and zal do not connect with the following letter. As you can see here, before I connect anything, there is a space here. There is dal and then there's kha, but there's a space in the middle. This is because dal is one of the 6 letters that we do not connect with the following letter. So we have already learned about this in the case of alif, right? We saw that alif doesn't go with the following letter. There's always a little bit space between them. Similarly, dal also has a space between them. Alif can connect with the letter before it. Dal can also connect with the letter before it. But alif and dal cannot connect with the letter after it. They are one of the 6 letters that do not connect with the letter after it. I hope this is clear to you. So we have learned a lot about dal and zal today. Now let us see how it looks in the Arabic text. Dal, fatha, da. Ra, fatha, but there's also an alif. So ra, da, ra. Jim, fatha, ja. Da, ra, ja. Zal, fatha, za. Ra, fatha, ra. Da, ra. Ba, fatha, ba. Za, ra, ba. Mim, fatha, ma. We haven't learned mim yet, but we'll learn it soon, inshallah. Ba, fatha, but there's also an alif. So ba. We need to extend the fatha vowel, right? Ba. Ma ba. Dal, fatha, da. Ma ba, da. Ra, fatha, ra. Ma ba, da, ra. It's a long word, but with a few tries you'll also be able to read the long words like me. Ma ba, da, ra. Ha, fatha, alif. Ha. Zal, fatha, za. Ha, za. Qaf, fatha, qa. Ha, za, qa. Ba, fatha, ba. Lam, fatha, la. Ba, la. Ya, fatha, ya. We haven't learned ya yet. We'll learn it soon, inshallah. Ba, la, ya. Dal, fatha, da. Ba, la, ya, da. Notice how different dal looks over here. It's so different from here, right? That's because it's connecting with the ya in this case. So dal in the end always connects with the letter before it. So this dal and this dal are actually the same, but they look a little bit different because of the extension. Alright? Ha, fatha, ha. Ya, fatha, ya. Ha, ya. Noon, fatha, na. Ha, ya, na. Hamza, fatha, a. Ha, ya, na, a. Zal, fatha, za. Ha, ya, na, a, za. This is a long word, but again, as I told you, a few tries and you'll be able to do it perfectly, inshallah. Ha, ya, na, a, za. Now if we say it together, ha, ya, na, a, za. Ha, ya, na, a, za. Do you hear every single sound? That's extremely important in the Arabic language. Every single sound should be clearly expressed. So, ha, ya, na, a, za. So with that, we conclude with our Arabic lesson this week. I hope it was beneficial to you. If you have any questions, please be sure to comment below. If you like this video, please be sure to share and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.